I feel like the gameplay is going to be really boring. I think they're focusing so much on the environments, the monsters, and the message that they're going to forget the gameplay. It just looks that way. I can't shake the feeling, and I've seen this play out so many times before.
I think if you're making a game set in real locations, you have to go to those locations as much as possible to sort of pick up on the vibe of these places. So in that spirit, I devised 2 week-long excursion/research trips to the South for all of the directors.
Because South of Midnight is set in a sort of twisted alternate version of the Deep South where we use different landscapes that are iconic to the Deep South. So we went to the Appalachians, we went to the swamps, we went to New Orleans, we went through the Delta, and South of Midnight has a bunch of archetypal locations from the Deep South. Hazel Flood, our main protagonist, she gets projected into this sort of folkloric version of.
Well, at least they visited and they didn't just hire consultants that pretend like they knew what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Not that I think they probably learned anything substantial while they were there. They were there for what, 2 weeks combined. So, but at least they fucking went instead of just hiring people to be like, hey, you guys know what you're talking about, right? You know what you're talking about. We're going to trust you. And then you end up with like Chinese architecture in your game when it's supposed to be Japanese or something like that.
Of the Deep South, we have the swamps, we have the Delta, we have the Appalachians, and we have an area that's inspired by New Orleans. The landscapes they're almost like a character in and of itself in the game.
New Starpy Swamp.
A lot of people who escaped from the plantation would.
I gotta tell you, we're 10 minutes in, and very little discussion about the gameplay, which would raise a big red flag for me. If you guys are 10 minutes into a documentary and you're not talking about the gameplay, you're only talking about the story, sort of, kinda, not really. You're talking about the environments and the real world tied to them. 10 minutes in, I don't know. We'll see.
In the swamps of like the Carolinas, people in like Florida and other places, they would go to the swamps because very few people are going to follow you into a swamp, and they made life work there. And I think that's really, really cool.
A lot of people might hear about the Underground Railroad, but a lot of people don't know that the Great Dismal Swamp was like a stop on the way. Imagining people build settlements out here is like
really wild.
Really, really wild. It's very inspirational, though.
Why is this 30 minutes long? I have no idea. This is my question, right? Like, how is it that South of Midnight, a game that for all intents and purposes, nobody's looking forward to, how is it that they were able to get a budget to do a full-length documentary? Like, it's not that cheap to do a documentary like this. Like, you had to hire someone professional to do all of this. And it's like, how did they get this? But then other games don't get that. It's like, there's only one answer for that. And you guys already know what it is.
It is. Because this is not a place I feel like you live
Voluntarily.
willingly. Like, you're doing it out of necessity. You got a big old mosquito on your head.
Did you get it?
I did.
So it actually is really nice to normalize this setting.
And even as a game setting, this isn't a usual setting.
I mean, it's a little daunting trying to bring that history to the forefront. You feel like a great degree of responsibility. Yeah.
What do you mean normalizing that like, wait, is the South not normal? Like, is the South not normalized or something? Like, what do you mean normalizing this location? I don't know. I don't get it.
I like to make worlds that people might be familiar with.
Sorry for you guys that live in the South. Apparently you guys are not normal. I don't know if you knew that, but the consultants on this game have informed you that you're not normal. So
in some way or another, but they might not realize they are, and twist them and sort of celebrate them. And I feel like we don't give players
no
enough
biting
credit for wanting.
There was a sign that said no biting.
To see new worlds.
So as we're going through each of these locations, we're going to be introduced to a new creature, a new person. We get a really interesting look into what's happened to them and what we can do to possibly help them. So that mood is then going to expand out into the environment. So we have a central theme. How can we reflect that in the environment? Is it going to be dark and gloomy?
You know, it's so sad that normally I would love stop motion animation because I'm actually a big fan of that. But I just can't feel it with this one. I don't know why. I think it's because they're trying to do a combination of both stop motion and regular, and it just feels off. It's going to make me feel like there's certain parts of the game that are lagging and other parts of the game that are not. And it's throwing me off. If you're going to do stop motion animation, just do it for everything or do it for nothing. Like this whole half and half shit just throws me off completely. And I can't, it feels off to me. I don't know why.
Scary. If so, it's going to affect the time of day. If it's something a bit more cheery, we can have that happening in the morning. The artists on our team have done such an incredible job really fleshing it out and making sure that the biome they're given really feels like that biome. And I would
Does she have a nose ring? Yes, she's part of the nose ring mafia. Shout out to Spash JT.
The game or watching gameplay to just look around and see what type of vegetation is there, what's on the ground, what materials.
That looks like the house from The Last of Us 2. Go back.
Look around and see what type.
That looks like Ellie's home from The Last of Us Part 2.
Type of vegetation is there? What's on the ground? What materials, are you walking over? Just look at the animals. Like there's so many little details to make you feel like you're in the deep south.
I wanted to try and ground.
Andrew says this is going to suck so bad. Yeah, I would agree probably.
By establishing very authentic soundscapes. And we did that by employing Andy Martin to go actually into the swamps of Louisiana and record over the course of 6 months, I believe, at different times of year, to capture the sounds of the South and the swamps. And we also worked with Thomas Rex Beverly to get sounds of the Kentucky mountains and Tennessee landscapes and soundscapes.
Look where they go. Here, sheath.
Because this game is so very specific, Hazel being.
So we are now almost 15 minutes in and still no gameplay, no real gameplay, no nothing. Almost 15 minutes into a 30-minute documentary, and all we've seen is a little bit of parkour and one or two action sequences that lasted like 3 seconds. That's it.
From the Southeast, Hazel being an athlete, being a track star. And I wanted the intricacies of those things to really pop out in Hazel.
This guy's name is Ahmed Best. Who the fuck's last name is Best? That's some narcissistic shit. What? Like, yeah, my last name is Best. That's crazy, bro. I've never seen that.
It's the type of subtlety that really brings a character to life.
Hi, hon.
How are you? I'm ready to go.
Cool, let's rock.
Both Adrian and Nona, who play Hazel, have strong ties to the Southeast.
Cool, so this first line, we're just gonna do 3 in a row, and this is you walking up to Bo's house.
I had to grow up too fast.
Nice.
When I first seen a picture of Hazel, I was like, oh my gosh, that could really be me. Just her facial structure resembles.
So she is the voice, and she's a voice and mocap actress. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if this woman was the facial, I thought it was the other one. It doesn't matter which way you go. It could be the other one. It could be this one. If it's this one, it's even worse because she's prettier than the other one. How the fuck do you go from these two girls to whatever the fuck that is on the screen? I don't even know.
So what I did is I dressed exactly like Hazel in my audition, and I had fun with it. I'll clean it up. Jeez.
Can we get this Hazel? Wait, pause. Can we get this Hazel? Hold on. Wait a second. Kim Belair, I know you're watching. Kim Belair, can we get this Hazel? Can we get this one? Can I trade this one for the other? Man, this fucking the disrespect, bro. Again, I want to reiterate. How the fuck do you go from that to this? How do you go from that to this? Can we please go? Can we go to the other one? Just give me the other one. Give me the other one. That would be way more beneficial to your cause.
This. And you never told me that. And I would say that some of the details that I really hone in on is the accent. Oh my God. Who would do that to a kid? My family's from North Carolina. So
I had a background of what that accent.
Wait. So hold on, really quick. Where are all the people who were in my comments during Silent Hill 2 remake, and they were like, "Oh, well, they were just trying to have the model look like the voice actress because you know that's normal to do." All right, bitches. I need you to be consistent now. Come on. Don't hide in your shacks. Come on. Get out of your shacks. I see you. I need you to be consistent. Oh, you don't want to be consistent? You don't want to be consistent now? That's a shame.
Then would sound like, and then I had a little bit of training to help me with just to really precisely place it where it needed to be. And then
look at that shit, bro. How you gonna have this girl be the voice actress for this fucking creature? How are you gonna do that, bro? I need some consistency. Just be consistent for once in your fucking lives. If you're gonna argue this in Silent Hill 2, then I'm gonna need you to give me this bitch. How is that possible?